Thanks so much, guys, for everybody attending today. Let's see. We have our participants are still logging in, so we'll give them a couple more minutes. Sorry, we got this started just a couple minutes late, but I think everybody is logging in now. We have John and Callie and Bobby on the line, I believe, and maybe a couple more panelists. We just wanted to say thank you so much for attending today. And I haven't seen any questions come in through my email address, but if you have questions, please use the chat right now to ask these questions, and we'll be happy to answer them. Again, we thank everybody for coming today. If you need CPE certificates, please email me. I've had a couple of people email me, and we'll be happy to get those to you. Also, don't forget, we've had several evals come in, so continue to fill out those evals. We'll go through tomorrow and randomly draw a door prize winner from each section today that you attended. And then for all the sessions that you attended, you'll be eligible for the big door prizes, and we will be sending those out tomorrow. So without further ado, if you have questions, please feel free to use the chat section here. I don't see anything now. John, do you have anything to add today?
Again, just express our appreciation for everybody attending. I mean, I thought it was a great attendance today, and I know it's a long day, so we appreciate everybody taking the time. Hopefully you found some value in this. You know, we've really pressed ourselves and been challenged with COVID like everybody else has been. So it was a great thought to try to share some value and share some tips and get in front of everybody. We really wish we could be with you face to face as much as we are in a normal year and a normal time frame, but this was the best we could do given COVID, and hopefully looks like you've embraced it wonderfully, so I'm very thankful for that, and hopefully you found this helpful and give us some good feedback, and we can keep doing more events like this. So, you know, recapping, I attended most of the sessions and listening to everybody. The couple of things I'd bring up, you know, especially with all you special folks joining this one, right? So I've got to get something good here at the last session. Well, there's a couple of things I'd mention. You know, Brett's session on the technical stuff in the cloud was a little technical. So some of you, I imagine, looked at that and glossed over and went, what the heck is all that stuff? The takeaway I'd encourage you to get from that is to be asking some questions of your IT team around those elements of those things he mentioned. And the biggest one is security. The number one thing that I encourage everybody to take very seriously and have a conversation with your IT team. Again, we're truly not trying to do this to boost our services. As everybody here knows, IT is not our core offering. We do it in conjunction with Dynamics and hosting Dynamics and TrinDocs, right? Standalone IT is not something we do a lot of, right? So the reason we're bringing that topic today and talking about it is because we see the pain and suffering of customers who don't take security seriously or backups. We had another customer of ours within the last couple of months, I think 2 months, hit with another ransomware. Every year, it seems like we deal with a customer or two hit with ransomware. Please be checking with your backups. Whoever is responsible for your backups, please be sure they're taking them seriously and they have restored. Ask them what they're doing about ransomware. Ask them what they would do if you're attacked, if everything's shut down, right? Go through an exercise of restoring. We actually went through one about 6 months ago, right? I challenged our IT team. I said, everything's gone. Everything is gone right now. What do we do? And it was a very open experience, and we were able to recover, but it did point out 2 or 3 things that even we were missing. So ask those questions. And then security is a big one. You know, that MFA, which stands for multi-factor authentication, right? Where a lot of us are used to that now. I got to text you a code to your phone or use this authenticator app to log into everything. It's a real pain in the neck. Oh, I hate it. I can't stand it. But it's part of our life now, and it needs to be, because that's how people get into your systems and attack with ransomware or hacking or whatever it may be. So please take security seriously. Ask your IT team questions about what they're doing about security and to protect you from ransomware. So that's a big takeaway I'd encourage you to do today. Any questions or anything, Tara?
We don't. We have a couple
Yeah.
of, we had a question that somebody's interested in budgeting options, and I just emailed her. So I don't see any more questions. If anybody needs anything at all, please feel free to email us. I've had several people inquire about CPE. We will get those certificates out. And if you have any questions or you want recordings of this, those will be sent out in the next few days. We'll probably get them cleaned up and get those out to you so you can share with your team. And again, we just really want to say thank you to our clients. We truly appreciate you, and it's been a wonderful day, and we appreciate you taking the time to look at our sessions today.
Yeah, it is. The last thing, I guess, while we wait a couple more minutes, see if anybody has questions, automation is another topic I would encourage you to think about with your ERP team, your accounting teams, and IT today. We got a couple of questions throughout the day about, hey, how can I do this in BC or do this in GP or QuickBooks is really easy to use. Is Microsoft going to make BC as easy to use? Part of our answer there was one of the ways you can address some of that is by automating some of those tasks. Automating things like TrinDocs, selfish plug there certainly, but automating inbound AP invoices. What does it do to your team if you key 50 or 80% fewer invoices a day, right? Or your bank rec process is automated. Again, I think you can achieve multiple things with that. Much better internal security and internal controls. Nobody should be reconciling their bank monthly. You're waiting far too long if you're reconciling your bank monthly. You need to be doing it daily or weekly, right? So to do that and to make it feasible, that process needs to be automated, needs to be streamlined. So there are a lot of opportunities with that Power Platform, with other tools, with some of the stuff in Office 365, with the forms or that automate, what used to be Flow. I'm not used to the new terminology now, what Power Automate, that you can really automate and maybe streamline some tasks. So there's a lot of value to be had in that too, if things are just a little cumbersome or taking too long. So I can talk about this stuff all day. So
John, this is Bobby. The only other thing I would add is for anybody who has joined that maybe didn't catch the opening keynote, we had a nice guest speaker from Microsoft, our account rep from Microsoft, who really did a nice job, I think, laying out the Business Central Cloud, the roadmap for GP, and just some of the tools and platforms, like you said, around Automate, Flow, etc. So I really encourage anybody that may have missed that opening keynote to really go back and look at that video once we get that posted.
Yeah, that's a great point, Bobby. Kind of picking up on that too. In Matt's session, when Matt and Chelsea were doing Power BI, he said something, and he even kind of chuckled when he said it. He said, if you go Google these answers or go look for them, you're going to find them, right? There's a lot of material out there on DAX and Power BI and Power Pivot, some of those tools. Well, that's very true for everything on Microsoft, actually. They've done a tremendous job. Mike even ended his presentation about showing the Microsoft Learn stuff. You guys have access to that Learn stuff. And docs.microsoft.com has a tremendous amount of information about how to use these tools and individual walkthroughs, et cetera. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. Those of you that are bold and willing, right, and have some time and want to explore that stuff further, there's a tremendous amount of resources available on that features and on those technologies to at least get your feet wet and get introduced to them and learn a little bit more about what they do. And there's no cost to any of that stuff. Again, you guys already have it. So it's a really good place to start. Tara, that's about all I've got.
Great. Well, I appreciate it. Again, we cannot say thank you enough. Feel free to email us anytime. We welcome your feedback, the good, bad, and ugly. Please fill out those evals, and we will be drawing and sending out door prizes tomorrow.
Yep, we got one question that came in about wellness checks, review of department functions, efficiencies on a training on how to utilize GP or TrinDocs. And yes, we absolutely do that. Again, one of the things TrinSoft has always tried to do is be real clear and kind of direct about who we are and what our services are. We don't pretend to be an independent consultant, right, and then sell you Dynamics BC. We're a consulting group and an IT group specializes in dynamics and automation. That is really where we live. That's what we're all about. Now, if you're already using, right, GP or TrinDocs, can we come in and talk about how to improve efficiency, kind of evaluate that? Absolutely. We're very, very comfortable doing that. And we bring a lot of experience to that discussion about what other customers are doing. And and managing the feasibility of it. You know, another thing that I don't think TrinSoft has ever done is tried to live out there in theory land of, hey, well, you could automate this and make that work, knowing that the feasibility of it just isn't realistic, right? Ultimately, any solution, any technology that we adopt or that we implement with your organization has to work effectively and be feasible from a cost and usable standpoint. So as we evaluate what a department might be doing or where some of the pain points are, we'll help address and bring to bear some of the best practices that other companies are doing, but we'll also counter that with a little bit of a healthy feasibility check, right? You know, be sure that this would work for you and that we can do it. You know, things like, honestly, are the users strong enough? Is the technology strong enough? Could we adopt that and get that done and get the results that you're after? So that's something we're very comfortable talking about and looking at ways we can streamline those. And we're big fans of documenting stuff along the way. You saw, well, those of you that attended the TrinDux thing, I kind of started out with a flow chart. We're big advocates of flow charting some of these processes to really be able to hone in on where some of the time is being spent and how we might be able to address it. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, that provides great documentation for you and your team for onboarding or future use. So that's something we'd love to talk to you about. We're very, very happy and would love the opportunity to get in there and talk with your organization or a department and kind of see what we could do to help improve things. Any other questions, anybody? All right. You guys have really been great. I think we're about at our wrap up here at 4:15. So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say thanks so much, guys. We appreciate all the presenters and all the attendees today.
Yep, it's been a great day. So thanks to the sales team for putting it together. Appreciate all the attendees. You mean the world to us, and we're certainly thankful for your business over the years. Hopefully we'll get through this pandemic together and be able to see each other in person again sometime soon. But in the meantime, we're going to keep pushing for events like this and webinars and content to try to help add value and make your jobs easier. So everybody take care and have a great rest of the week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.